Let me pull the patches up for you, the screen of the patches, but you can go ahead and start talking.
Thank you. Thank you. So, hello, everyone. I am Dr. Nicole Bramwell, yes, hailing out of Florida. And I'm sorry for those of you that are suffering with the snow, but we have, well, we didn't have sunshine, but we sure had warm rain and warm weather. So, but let me tell you about these patches. These are amazing no matter what the weather is, okay? Um, First of all, we have this freedom patch. And just let me tell you, I am qualified to tell you about this because I've been a doctor for 30 years, never seen anything like it, never been able to help people in the way that we've been helping, and so fast and so quick and so easy with no ingredients, no medications. And that is my heart of being a doctor. Okay, so first, do no harm. And that's what we're going to do because we are helping. We are going to patch 1 million. So the freedom patch is for pain and inflammation. So remember that inflammation part, not just pain, because sometimes people have inflammation but don't have pain. You can still use this patch. All right. And then we've got the victory patch, which is for activity. It gives you recovery, but it gives you also agility and balance, and it kind of crosses over as a cousin to the Liberty patch, which is one of our foundational patch. Okay, and then also the Victory patch is helping people with neuropathy because it is actually integrating the sensations so that things are actually better. And we definitely want to partner that with the Freedom patch. The Liberty patch is our foundational patch for balance and stability and homeostasis of your autonomic nervous system. That means the involuntary nervous system that controls every single organ in your body, okay? It is going through every system. And so this is the foundational patch. Everybody should be wearing that patch, okay? And then you add the others. The Ignite patch, I love this because I do wellness and I started out doing weight management, and now I can just say, hey, I can help you burn some extra calories without you doing anything. You can put this patch on and burn up to 500 additional calories each day at rest because it's going to raise your metabolic rate. So if your basal metabolic rate. So if you're saying, I've been wanting to increase my metabolism, how do I do that? Put the Ignite patch on, okay? The Joy patch is for mood, for sadness, for times of sadness, without any medication, or just if you need upliftment, you want to feel better. The Joy patch is amazing. That sunshine on there definitely tells the story. And then we partner many times with the Peace patch, which is for stress and anxiety. You do not need to be diagnosed with anxiety. You don't have to have a formal diagnosis. We all go through bouts of anxiety, and definitely all of us are embedded in stress because we're living here on this earth, okay? And then if you even with pain or other things that have your nervous system kind of dysynchronous, firing off balance, this is going to quiet those nerves. So even if you're a calm and reserved person like me, usually until you're talking about the patches like I do, then you still need the Peace patch because on the inside, your body still manifests whatever stress you are going through, okay? And then the Lumi patch is for the skin. It's going to give your skin radiance and health. And let me tell you, your skin needs to be intact, okay? Because it is our first defense against the outward world, the environment, temperature, keeping you warm, keeping you cool, but also fighting off infection. That's your first barrier to infection. So your skin needs to be intact. So please don't overlook the Lumi patch. It's not just about aesthetics. It's not just about looking good. And it helps with conditions that have like redness, flakiness, and different things like that. Again, we do not claim cure or treatment of any conditions. We are taking care of conditions, but let me tell you, we have lots of photographs to be able to tell you some pictures. I'm saying photographs, that tells my age. Anyway, pictures. And then the Defend patch, I love it because the Defend patch is for immune system. So definitely it's winter. You want to be putting that patch on. If you have allergies, you need to be wearing this patch. I don't have to take my Zyrtec when I'm wearing my Defend patch. And it helps with blood flow. There are lots of people with poor circulation, with conditions that have poor circulation. You want to put that on. So remember the blue and gold for that. And then the focus patch. All of us need better focus because I told you about that stress that's out there. So we need to be able to focus better, not only at work, but also at home so that we can get things done faster and more efficiently and just feel better about what we're doing and not be scatterbrained. And apparent, actually focus helps with memory, but also remember that if you're stressed, you can actually feel like your memory is off. Okay, so using the focus can actually help you with that, and you will not be so distracted. The rocket is for sexual health, and this is for gentlemen, yes, but it is also for the ladies. So gentlemen, if you, whatever age you are, and definitely if you're over 50, you got to wear it for longer, for about at least 3 weeks in order to see some significant responses. And then younger than that, you can wear it for shorter to see some significant response. But ladies, you can wear this if you are having any hormonal issues. That means with menses, with your menstrual cycle, or with menopause, perimenopause. This is going to help you balance out what's happening with your hormones, and definitely pair that along with like peace and joy and or ignite. Okay. And then kick it is to kick habits, not just smoking, not just drinking. We all have lots of bad habits like procrastination, negative thinking, different things like that, nail biting. So you can use this kick it, and this is going to run a better pathway so that you can get rid of those habits. All right. And then the REM, 6 billion people suffer from sleeping issues, okay, whether it be falling asleep, staying asleep, not sleeping long enough, or not having quality enough sleep. But lack of sleep or good sleep affects every other aspect of your life, because it determines whether or not you have energy. It determines whether or not you can focus the next day, and if you can function well. So definitely sleep is extremely important, and it also affects your weight, and it affects your hormones. So you see, it encompasses everything. So sleep is mega, mega important. So REM is for that. So remember that purple package for the REM. All right. And then Boost. This was the surprise to me, because I tell you, I was like, I don't really believe that it's going to work. So I tried it on a 13-hour drive. And I tell you, I stayed awake, didn't even blink my eye, like I was halfway falling asleep on the Boost. So this is nice, clean energy without the caffeine. You can get off the caffeine and not rely on that, not be on your third cup of coffee by 10:30. And yes, there are people like that walking around, and that's not healthy, because that's not good for your heart and a lot of other organs in your body. So let me tell you, Boost is great, and we're going to pair that with some of the other patches like Focus or with Victory, so that you can have nice, good energy and be ready to go all over the place. You can be a Nina Moore if you wear the Boost patch.
Dr. Bramwell, I don't want you to just rush off. We're going to bring some amazing testimonies up, but why Super Pets? You're a doctor, and you put your name on the line to say that you endorse this product. You
Yes.
put your years of studying and your licensing and all of those things, your credibility, all of those things on the line. You were one of the first people. I've been very emotional today, because I think about all of the times that I told Stanisha, no, absolutely not. And one of my cousins called me today to have a conversation, and she said, what is this thing with this patch? Like, what is it? And I didn't know that one of my aunts was really struggling, and we sent her some patches today. I remember you saying to me, no, Nina, after you watched the video, that was a little longer than the one we showed, but we know that the one we showed is effective. It's effective enough for people to really get the picture. You watched that video, and immediately there was no doubt in your mind that we needed to be here. I need you to convey, from a doctor's perspective, why Super Patch? Why is this important? Why now? You could be in any other company, and we were sick of companies, but why Super Patch? Would you tell the people?
Let me tell you. Oh my goodness. So this is, I mean, the science just made sense to me. This is what people are studying. This is what people are talking about. This is what doctors have spent many, many years trying to like put these pieces together about, and everybody's kind of doing their little part. And that's what Jay he pulled this together, all those little pieces of information about how our body communicates with our brain, and our brain to our body. And so I've actually been studying some of those doctors and following them. And it immediately clicked to me that we can change how we think. We can change how our brain responds and how our body responds by changing our what's going on in our brain. So why wouldn't it make sense to use the fastest communication to our brain, which is tactile, which is our skin, that sensation, that touch sensation is the fastest communication to our brain, to make it rewired. And that's what we talk about when we're changing our brain, when people are going through classes for so long and what have you. How about we're able to speed that up and help people not only change how they think, but change exactly what's happening in their bodies, what they're doing, how they're functioning out in the world, and just return quality of life. And to me, that's what I'm supposed to be doing as a doctor. That's what I think I was dreaming of when I thought of being a doctor from 8 years old, that I was going to help people be well. But what I learned in medical school was about treating everything with a medicine. And that's unfortunate. And although medicines have their place,
Right.
we are over medicated. We are over medicated, and things are not tracked the way that they're supposed to. And people are suffering more because they have too many medications and they don't even know what they're taking. And then we increase the problem because if you have more medications and more times to take medication, guess what? Whatever problem is being treated actually is not even being addressed, because most of the time people don't even remember to take the medicine, or they take it incorrectly. They take it too many times or too little times, and we're just in a sea of trouble. And so this tells me that we have not only an option, but a solution to 85% of what people show up to the doctor's office for. And that's across the board. That's even children. Children, unfortunately, in this world now are having very similar issues that adults are having. And that to me is even more impressive, because now, like you said, it's going to take us 5 decades, 5 generations to change what we've done with medications. We can, my God, we can start now with the children with super
Yeah.
patch
Yeah.
and actually make that change happen.
Yeah. So I want to ask you one last question, because we're really not going to rush tonight's call. This is a celebration
Mm.
call. This is we've got the last night that people can do a 12.99 pack and get 80 packs of patches. I don't know. My I ordered some Friday morning, early Friday morning, and I got 3 of my orders today. So
Oh my God.
we're not going to rush this. Customers are still able until midnight to buy 3 and get 2 free, buy 2 and get 1 free by adding the total amount of patches that they want to the cart. But I need to ask you a question, because we do say that Super Patch works faster than Wi-Fi, and it does. But there are some people that won't feel the immediate relief of pain going away, or the immediate relief of a limb moving, or something like that, or hands
Mhm.
opening up, or tremors stopping immediately. I want you to address that, because then people are all over social media. Oh, this is a scam, this is a scam. It's not a scam. Can you please address that before we go to our next guest?
Sure. And it just came to me. I use a trail, but I'll also talk about, yeah, you think about going hiking and you've gone on a trail that everybody's gone on. That path is well worn, which is what we're talking about. The pain and whatever people have suffered, that's been going on. And so your brain's been running that pathway over and over and over. What's happening now is now we're clearing the brush on the new pathway that the patches are creating for you. So that's the rewiring that we're talking about. We're running a new pathway for proper function of whichever limb, or proper balance for you to right yourself, or to even out your non-dominant side to your dominant side. This is what's happening. That's now that path's being worn, and now that's going to become the clearing, and that's going to be now the worn path. But you got to wear the patches. And what's happening is that this is happening even if you don't sense it. If you sensed everything that your brain was doing, you'd lose your mind. We would not be able to function. Your brain is doing lots of things without you actually participating. So
Mm.
that's actually what's happening with the patches on. That's happening basically behind the scenes or under your skull. It's basically happening over and over until you will feel that change. And sometimes some people are so hard to know when things change that they have to run out of their patches and do without their patches and realize that a lot was better, and then stop being better after a while. But even that will take a while, because then that new pathway has been run, and they may have to wait a few days, maybe even a couple of weeks before they sense that, oh, things were better when I was wearing my patches. And but that benefit also lingered. And so they had to wait a little bit longer. So when we heard that with the young lady that had the seizures and had no seizures for 20 days, and then was
Yes.
able to go 2 more days even without patches to
Yes.
have no seizures. So
Wow.
Yeah, so it's incredible. It's just incredible. And I'm glad that I am on this earth to be able to experience this and to be able to share this with people.
Wow, we're excited about what's going to happen for you in the next 30 or 60 days or so. You've got some major life changing happening, and we know that it is for the better, that God is releasing you to the marketplace, right? To help
Yes.
heal the people, and to bring them a drug free solution to be able to live a better way. And we're excited that we have you all to ourselves. Dr. Nicole Bramwell, you're amazing. Y'all light the
Thank you.
chat up for Dr. Nicole Bramwell. All right,
I
we're gonna
appreciate
go
you.
forward. We're gonna go forward, y'all. We're gonna get Lady Jaquetta, right? If you could go ahead and unmute yourself, and when you unmute yourself, I'm gonna bring you up and pin you to the screen. You message